for giving us the opportunity to start Croatian chapter under the umbrella of Catalyst 2030. Thank you very much, Susanna, and the whole team for supporting us to establish this chapter and to start this story. So also I would like to introduce our team, so Ezia and Daniel, and we hope that we will invite much more enthusiast people from Croatia to join us on this journey. Thank you.
Super. Axia, Daniel, would you like to introduce also yourself?
I can do shortly. I apologize for the background noises. I'm between two meetings. I'm in a restaurant in Croatia. Hello, everybody. So I'm Daniel Baturina from University of Zagreb. I work in the scientific field of social policy, and I'm also related to social entrepreneurship and social innovation, which I teach research and collaborating practice. And I'm delighted that this kind of initiatives is starting in Croatia. As Annette also said, I hope that we will, in the near future, get a lot of enthusiasts that are committed to social change on every level, especially related to sustainable development goals, and then we will widen our social and developmental impact in Croatia.
Daniel, Axia, would you like to hit the mic?
Yeah, hello. So I'm Ezia. I'm very happy to be here today, and I'm so grateful to Annette for this whole story. This is her vision to start a new chapter in Croatia, and also I'm grateful to Professor Baturina that came in. Without him, this wouldn't happen so soon. And I hope that we'll expand our chapter with many more members now, and we'll see how it's going. So we have established Tendrel Forum Zagreb until now, and I'm very happy about it because now we have a space for in-person meetings, a secure space for with support for our growth, and we will continue to share it with our new members and grow. So we have decided that the main focus will be on the education sector cooperation, because we are starting with this as an opportunity to build relationships and catalyzing collaboration across sector, across faculties in Croatia, to upgrade the educational system. And to foster an academic approach, we will create a supportive learning environment. We can educate, promote green practices, as Annette will demonstrate with her green chemistry lab, and we can foster a culture of socially responsible initiatives. So we are here to strengthen the role of education. That's all.
Super. Thank you, Axia, for this introduction. Yeah, like it was mentioned a couple of minutes ago, the main idea of this session is to structure the possible collaborations within the chapter, and also to discuss the way how to achieve the set up goals. And I would say my first question to our host would be, what is your vision of this chapter and its members? Who you would like them to be mainly, and what type of collaboration within the chapter would you like to organize?
Thank you very much, Mikita, for this question. Well, we have started this journey through Catalyst, of course, with Catalyst. 2030, and we would like definitely to incorporate our vision and try to incorporate sustainable development topic into education system. So we think that it's really important that also from primary school and also up to the faculty and afterwards through lifelong learning, that people are able to think about sustainability and to live sustainability. So we all know that sustainability is impact to the environment, economy, and also society. So we think, of course, those three pillars are really important, and we need to educate people starting from primary school, what is sustainability and how to live a sustainable life. So we all know that we have, especially in food, in example, a lot of food waste, a lot of food loss, and especially packaging material that are discarded. And we are really damaging the environment, also mentioning carbon footprint, greenhouse gas emissions, and everything that is impacting our environment and health. So through our Croatian chapter, our main focus is on education, so SDG goal number 4. And we think that starting from proper education, we will be able to build a better society. So we can all start by actions from ourselves. So we are all, Etia and also Daniel, in higher education sector, and we think that by our actions we can move things forward. So an example, at our faculty, at my faculty where I'm working, Faculty of Food Technology and Biotechnology, we have established a laboratory for sustainable development in 2019. And we are trying to educate our students about sustainable development goals, sustainable development in all parts of their engineering education, in their chemistry education, so in their focus towards building their scientific, in example, career in food technology and biotechnology and nutrition, and also try to collaborate with interdisciplinary scientists and also with all faculties at University of Zagreb, and also different actors at universities across Croatia and also Europe and worldwide. So we would like definitely to foster academic approach, so foster scientific excellence, innovation, foster collaboration, and definitely to have multidisciplinary approach to research and education in various fields. So we know that we need to have social sciences, we need to have natural sciences, biotechnology sciences, biomedical sciences. So we need to have really, we need to join forces to search and to achieve our goals. Also, we would like to raise social awareness and definitely to set a responsibility of each person living in environment to be really responsible towards environment and also society. Also, what is important in line with sustainable development goals and also in line with vision of Catalyst 2030 is protection of human health and environment, and also rational use of resources. We all know that regarding, in example, food, we know that it's really important recycle, reuse, reduce, also in other areas of our daily lives. Also, our focus is to educate people that we need to reduce any type of waste and impact to the environment and human health. And so our idea is to join forces and to collaborate with policymakers, with unions, with different actors, also in education sector. And especially, I think that it's important with government and also policymaker to establish a new set of goals, tools that we can use, in example, to build a better society in Croatia, Europe, and worldwide. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna, for this wonderful speech. I would say that Catalyst definitely stays for promotion of the SDGs, especially in the education sector. And I think she mentioned so many things. I would say, what would be the first priority for the chapter as a goal to achieve within education system, at least? And also, what type of support from Catalyst members do you need to achieve these goals?
Well, in my opinion, the first step would be to attract much more people from Croatia to be with us in the team and to start this story, and also to invite them and to see what are their opinions and ideas regarding sustainable development. Also, we have different unions and different type of actions already that are existing in Croatia. So we would like definitely to invite all of them to join us and to start joint actions in order to raise awareness in primary schools, secondary schools, faculties, and to promote through education systems in different courses, in different knowledge and skills actions, to set some priorities that we need to reach towards our goals.
Or if I may add also, so we are taking two principles. One principle is that education is most sustainable change. So if you educate people about something, they will change their attitudes and behavior. The second principle is science, I think. So we are all for now academics, and we are doing research and contributing in that aspect, but we want to engage in society and develop wider societal impact, catalyzing change in the aspects of sustainable development. Some possible actions at the beginning could be various. For example, we already have some notions of service learning, so we are integrating our research with our students into small changes in society. Other aspects could, in educational system, could be, for example, development of non-formal education on these topics. Also, interventions in the education system. For example, in Croatia now, we are trying to implement citizens education, and part of that courses could be related to sustainable development and protection of the environment. It is kind of part of those courses, but it's not fully and properly implemented. So there's a space to work in primary and secondary schools beyond faculties, as we already work. But as Annette said, I think the primary goal for now is, for catalyzing change, we need more people. So to have other citizens, academics, policymakers, and for me, especially important, as I work a lot with civil society and social entrepreneurs, a lot of civil society organizations and social entrepreneurs on board, because they are already doing various actions that are catalyzing change in their local communities, and we think that we could have meaningful synergies and develop operations with.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Annette. Well, I totally agree with you that it's all about starting from the school to develop all of this awareness about SDGs, about social awareness, about possibility to change everything for a better future. But don't you think that rather than create something new within the system, it's much easier just to adopt already well-established practices from other states, for example, even from Europe? And that's why my question would be, probably it would be much easier to cooperate with already existing chapters, for example, Spain and Portugal, because I'm aware that they also have people from education sector.
Yes, I think that we are very much open to see what other practices are and to adopt in some way to collaborate with others. Also, some aspects that we already mentioned are not new practices, that are well-established practices like service learning or development of non-formal education. So they are in our sectors related to Catalyst and also not related to Catalyst, already well-established and tried out practices. So in that aspect, we are also adopting things that are already well known. But of course, we also have some aims to try to innovate things and to adapt things to our environment, because in Croatia, these topics are not on public agenda so much. They are becoming now much more. They are becoming much more now on the public agenda. So we also see as part of our mission possibly to develop some social innovations in education, or to try out or to innovate new things. But regardless, I think it's a good idea to see what other people are doing, to connect to other chapters in Europe and to see what kind of practices we can adopt. I don't know what Aneta thinks about it.
Yes, I think also that it's, of course, feasible to adopt other experiences and also to implement in example, education systems. But I think that it's important also to have the support from top, from, in example, also leaders, especially in government, in policymakers, in leaders of universities, leaders of, in example, Ministry of Education, to implement those experiences and also activities. Otherwise, if we don't have support from the top, then we need to start and to build something from a bottom to up approach. And it's much more harder. I think that it's important, therefore, to invite also policymaker and, in example, government to be the support from upper part, and to give us, in example, open space, open hands, that we are able to implement other Europe, in example, experiences and stories, in example, in society, in education, in different part of daily lives. So it's much more harder if we start from the bottom approach and try to convince upper level and policymakers and regulators and decision makers that sustainability is important. So that's why I think that it's even harder for us, because we are pushing very hard to achieve our goals. And I think that it would be just more easy if we would have much support, in example, in general society, that this is in example like sustainability, sustainable development goals, sustainability in daily lives, that it's top priority in society. And so I think that it would be much more important.
Totally true. And by the way, I can see that Jason Jacob joined our call, and this person is a co-chair of New Zealand and Australia Croatia Chapter. I believe, Jason, that you definitely have some thoughts about opportunity to adopt already well-established practices, and also about incorporation of social awareness and responsibility into the education system. So if you don't mind, please share your thoughts as well.
Yeah, Annette, I just wanted to say thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of your wonderful opening for the Croatian chapter. I just put some things in the chat which I felt is quite important, because as Australasian, as your Australasian family, I think it's important to realize that we're all in this together and we're catalysts, and we may have arrived a little bit earlier than yourselves, but that doesn't mean we're not there to listen and to support when we can. And so I think it's important. What I'd written was just to understand, because that's Australia and New Zealand and the Pacific that we give our blessing. just a little on a personal note, I have a very good relationship with Croatia. A few years ago, I was afforded the benefit of walking up the Velebit Mountains on the anniversary of your country with some soldiers who had been part of the Black Mambas, and and they opened up to me, and we could only communicate by hand gestures. It was a friend of mine who was taking me there to celebrate your Croatia Day. And I had a wonderful time, even though I know what happened up on those mountains was not what people wanted. But the beauty of it was the communication, even though they couldn't speak English and I couldn't speak Croatian, only a little bit, but we were able to communicate because we had friends in between that knew they were arriving the next day. So I camped up on the mountain and we paid respects to your ancestors, and it was really humbling. And so the least I can do is extend our hands or our support for you in terms of Aotearoa, or New Zealand as you know it, and the Australasian chapter. So please know that you're not alone, and Europe is definitely your brothers and sisters, but know that we have, and there are a lot of Croatian family in Australia. I know this to be fact. So, please, when you do consider that, think about it, because it might be a session where we might have together, and people will come together, and we'll learn that there may be a collaboration or a partnership we can bring together. That's enough of me, because it's about Croatia's building out today, but I just wanted to know you're not alone in terms of your Catalyst family.
Thank you very much, Jason. Thank you for your support and for your comments, and for nice words, and also for Catalyst, that is our support, and that you are offering the collaboration and support to us. And thank you very much for this. So I would like to ask you maybe how have you started your chapter, and what was your priorities?
Yeah, as you know, we've got Australian chapter and the New Zealand or Aotearoa chapter, and so the Australian chapter, they landed first, so they arrived first in Catalyst whānau family, and they were a lot more structured than we were, and so they had a bigger membership. But when we arrived, they were very good at saying, hey, look, communicate with us, we'll talk about these things. And we started finding, without organically moving together in some of the decision making. So Australia, they wanted to have one co-chair or two co-chairs, but in New Zealand's case, we decided we would have three, because we've got two young ladies who are unfortunately not here with me today, but you'll meet them in due time. And we decided to be a three-pronged co-chair, so we could all work with each other to help each other, because it's quite daunting building it out. From New Zealand's perspective, we have just been slowly going out to local councils, so the city councils, and just placing it with them, and then going away, and then allowing what Catalyst 2030 are doing, and then they start to hear, oh, what was that group? And then they see it, whether it's Susanna or it's Jeru or it's whoever placing important things, whether it's our People's Report or other things. And then they came back and said, oh, look, we're really interested. We'd like to be a part of the Catalyst. How do we go about it? And so New Zealand, we've been very organic with our movement, but we have got some clear sort of things we want to help around the Pacific. And now that's when I'm saying, coming down to where you stand, and Croatia, and how its heartbeat is. And so that's what you'll start to develop in time. Australia, yeah, they have some very good organized things in their cities, and they are just starting to have get-togethers. And coincidentally, last year in the Social Enterprise World Forum in Brisbane, where there was a whole lot of us to come together for the first time. And that's when you'll be able to develop more of your relationships with your neighboring chapters and with Europe, and then reach out to them. They're all there. Valeria, I'm forgetting names now, David, Pareto. There's a lot of people there, and they'll be more than willing to help you, and then, support you, not to change your direction, because I can hear it and I feel it, that you're on the right path.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jason.
Sorry, Mikita.
Just wanted to share that it's such an inspiration to listen to you each time. And honestly, each time I listen to you, my smile just breaks my cheeks. Susie, I interrupted you. Please share your thoughts.
No, don't worry. Beautiful comment. Just to say that for me, it's super beautiful to see already this collaboration and this spirit of generosity already, that, as you know, it's one of our values in Catalyst 2030, from our existing country chapters to our new country chapters. As you all know, we have right now 34 country chapters, and this week we are launching 12 more, including the Croatia chapter. And at the same time, we're having Zambia in another room, in another part of the world, also launching. So this is just the power of the collective of Catalyst. And I think creating these bridges between the different chapters that are doing incredible things, different members that are doing also amazing things on the ground, it's precisely what Catalyst is about. So beautiful to see this connection already happening like this in a meeting. And this is what we see every day. And Mikita and me were lucky to always, see these connections. So all our support, all our recognition, and all our respect for all of you for the amazing work that you do. And let's keep creating these bridges and these connections.
And if I just add a little something, Susanna, I didn't quite finish. In terms of the utilizing your media, Annette, so we have a Telegram group and a WhatsApp group in terms of our internal operations. Obviously, we have the wonderful secretariat with Susanna, Magdalena, and John Uminger, and there's others that help us out, such as Mikita. And so, you know, utilizing those two to help you. I'll give you a good example. And then after this week, after Catalyst Change Week, I've got an important meeting with one of the city councils. So it would be equivalent, you know, say of one of your cities. So it's Christchurch City. But John and the Secretariat are helping me to build out a meaningful little package around what Catalyst do and how they can contribute. And then we bring in the local sort of connective for them. And then they are very interested to become more a part of it. And they also have a relationship with Europe. So they actually are looking with that lens in the horizon, but making sure they're being respectful. So don't be, you know, just that's when I mentioned in the comments, don't be worried if you place it with people and let them process it in their time so it doesn't waste your time and you can go and do the important things that you and Daniel and others want to do. So that's another important thing, to work together collectively, and then they put together a PDF to help you go to a prospective stakeholder or person you want to be involved, or an organization.
Thank you for your experience and for sharing this with us, and also for your support. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. We also have Lucia on the call. Lucia, would you like to also introduce yourself and share why you joined, and also share your thoughts about what you heard so far?
Hi, I'm Lucia Rovina. I heard about this initiative and I joined today to this call because I wanted to hear more about this, to see what is happening in Croatia. ETA forwarded me the information about this initiative. So I'm happy to hear that we are growing in these teams, which are really important to us.
Super. Thank you, Lucia. Welcome aboard. Annette, I believe that we, as a final remark, can send a message to other Catalyst members as well as non-members from Croatia about the fact that we launched this chapter and about these priorities. So if you don't mind, you can share it in English and in Croatian as well.
Okay, thank you, no problem. Okay, greetings to all our Croatian chapter members and also to Catalyst members. So we have started Croatian chapter under the umbrella of Catalyst 2030. And we are very happy that we are going to start this journey in line with Sustainable Development Goals. And so for us, our priorities are education, SDG 4, and also SDG 17, so which is partnership for the goals. So please join us in this adventure. And thank you very much. Hvala našim partnerima iz Hrvatske, hvala našim sudionicima iz Hrvatske u ovim našim počecima gdje smo započeli ovo naše putovanje u sklopu Catalyst 2030 i molimo da nam se pridružite na ovom putu kako bismo ostvarili ciljeve koje smo zacrtali, ono što smatramo da je najvažnija edukacija iz kojeg će se zapravo razviti kritičko razmišljanje vezano uz održivost i nastojimo se povezati u sklopu cilja 17, znači što je zajedništvo u postizanju ciljeva. Tako da molimo, pridružite nam se u postizanju tih ciljeva i budite s nama na zajedničkom putu u sklopu Catalyst 2030 udruženja. Hvala. Thank you.
Believe Mikita is on mute, but hvala as well. Mikita.
Oh my God. That's so many wonderful things. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you, Anna, because you have such wonderful language there in Croatia, and I really enjoyed your speech. And thank you all for joining us today. And I do hope that you enjoy this week and you'll continue enjoying other sessions. So please join us. And yeah, we'll continue working together to achieve the best results for Croatia and Europe and the whole world altogether.
Thank you
for joining
much.
us today.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you to all of you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care.